Now then, you beautiful people, thank you for joining us once again. It's much appreciated. Before we get into the video, I just want to give a quick message just to say that over 76% of you are not subscribed to the channel. I am wanting to hit 10k in a month or two and hopefully hit 15k by the end of the year. Once we get to 10k, we're going to do a giveaway, and then when we get to 15k, we're going to do another giveaway. So the sooner we get there, the sooner we get the giveaways. 10k is going to be a big one, 15k is going to be even bigger. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. It does mean a lot. It helps me out and just shows that you're supporting the channel, and thank you to everyone that has subscribed so far. It is much appreciated. I couldn't have done this without you. Today's video is a jobbing about video. We've got a outside tap to put right. We've got a Worcester filter to change and also a toilet repair to do. Please do smash that like button, and please, 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 if you haven't done already, subscribe to the channel. So, we've got some work to put right that someone else has done wrong. Well, not wrong, there's nothing wrong with it as such, but it doesn't look very good. And, well, this bit's wrong. Look at this. That was installed on Tuesday last week. Shocking. This is why you should get a plumber to do your work and not a handyman. We're all in plastic there. Look at that, it's like a wave. And then through here, just brought it up, not clipped it. Oh, sorry, we've got one clip on there. And then connected it into cold up there. No isolation valve, no double check valve. So yeah, not the best install. Does the job, but doesn't look very good, and the customer's not very happy with it. So they called us. We've come to put it right basically, and we're gonna do it all in copper, so it looks a bit neater than that, and get them clips level. Because look at that there. You got one there, one down there, one down there. It's just not right. So we could put some level lines across, get that clipped, get this plastic ripped out, form bend on there, and I'm going to be soldering today. No press. All the reason we're not doing press is because of that elbow there. Basically, I won't be able to get it close, tight enough to the wall. I might do pressings in the where the boiler is. We'll see. I might just do a bit of soldering. Keep my dab hand at soldering. Don't want to lose touch with it. So, water's already off. We'll drain it down, so we'll get this all ripped out, and then we've got a blank canvas to start again. Right, so we're just making the outside up first before we do anything else inside. Let's try to get this cleaned off. The previous plumber or handyman, whatever he was, he's blown the inside of there to pieces. So I can't line it with any condensate pipe or 22mm pipes. I've just covered it in insulation tape just to stop the copper from corroding on the brickwork. So what I'm going to do is silicone. Fill that gap with silicone just to make the seal. Should be enough. Wipe down the excess if needed. Right, so there we are with that. Get it screwed back. Anyone that knows me knows that I prefer to get the plate in before the tap. It just makes it easier for screwing in. So I'm going to put the camera down, get that screwed in, and then we can go inside and get it piped up. Should be straightforward, fingers crossed. So I'm just piping up in here, soldered that on there, pulled the bend round, clipped it down. I'm just making up and connecting up to the pipe going through the wall. Formed a couple of bends, sort of 90, and then just an offset there, which should get us over that gas pipe. Connectors on, I put my isolation valve and my double check valve there, so there's loads of access to it, because last thing you want to do is put it behind there or hidden up there. It's just restricting access, make life a lot easier for ourselves. Solder that fitting on there, compression on there, and then water can go back on. Right, so water back on, pull it through. Jobs are good then. No leaks. Check all in here. There won't be any leaks in here. All's cleaned down. And then just we're in the other room, mainly checking your valves. They're all good. And that one up there, which are a bit questionable because there's a bit of water in pipe, but seems to have sealed. So yeah, all done and dusted. Looks a lot better than it did before. No more sagging plastic pipe. Probably got a bit overboard on the clips but you'd rather have too many clips than not enough. So yeah, another job done, another happy customer. Right, so this job, we've got a faulty filter, believe it or not. We did a service on this boiler about 6 to 8 months ago and realised the body inside, the bit you pull off the filter, is snapped, like so. So I said to the customer, we need to get this swapped. It's not good. If any little bits of plastic come off, could circulate around the system, could cause a blockage. So what we're going to do, instead of draining the full system down, we're going to isolate the inlet coming to the filter and the return on the boiler, so we can just drain that little segment there and get the filter taken off. There's just 2 black nuts on the back of the filter, which you just screw off with your hand, and your filter will pop off out of place. Then what we're going to do, once we've swapped the top valve, which we just drain down, there'll be a little bit of water in there. We'll get that swapped over, really easy to do, spanner grips, take off, paste up, back on. That was really simple. The bottom one, we're going to snatch. We're going to do it live, save draining the full system down. So yeah, enjoy the video. Hopefully the snatch goes well. And yeah, if you haven't done already, smash that like button. So once I got my top valve on in place, I started moving on to the snatching. And basically, the key to snatching is being prepared and not panicking, because I've done it before. When I first started out, I've tried snatching, I panicked and water goes everywhere. Last thing you can want to do is panic. So what I've done here is got the new valve ready, got it pasted up. I'm using the old nut and olives on the valve. There's no point changing the nut and olives, they're fine, there's nothing wrong with them. So I'll get it pasted up. And what I'm going to do is just crack the nuts, get it ready, and you got to watch carefully here, because it literally in a blink of an eye it's swapped over. You might miss it if you blink. So here we go. There we go. Snatched. You see a little bit of water. You've got to be really quick with snatching. Not too bad with this one, because I'm in a garage. Didn't really matter if I spilled water on the floor. But if you're in someone's kitchen or in a loft, the last thing you want to do is get a snatch wrong, because if you snatch it wrong, it starts flooding out, you're going to have water coming through your ceiling. So job pretty much done there. We'll get that on, just putting the filter back on in reverse. We changed the body of the filter as well. We didn't just buy the new plastic bit in the middle. We could have done that, I suppose. You can get that as spares, but I'm not too sure. So once that's all in place and tightened up, we got some inhibitor. We filled the system up with inhibitor, and it was low on inhibitor on the last service, to be honest. So we're just using Plumcall's own brand, Plumcall based in Leeds. So yeah, big shout out to my Plumcall Massive. So with that all in place, what we do, give it all dry out, get the heating up, get it all running, because I like to test everything while the heating's on, because sometimes you can get leaks only when the heating's on. So happy days. The pressure top back up. But yeah, a nice little earner there, straightforward job, and just bread and butter jobs. I love jobbing about. Right, so we've got toilet repair to do now, and initially I think it's just the fill valve, but it ends up being the siphon as well. It's passing basically, and then eventually we just come like gushing out because the fill valve's not shutting off. So we're gonna get it swapped, put a Thomas Dudley one in. So need to take it out, undo the bolts at the bottom, undo the screws at the top. I hate these sort of systems because you've got to take the whole thing out. There's no access underneath. So get the system out of place, make sure we empty the water, put it straight down the toilet. So once all that's emptied, we can start stripping down the toilet,
So basically, I'm one of these who believes that you don't need silicone on toilets. This one luckily hasn't been siliconed, but some do, and a lot do get silicone. The fill valve, the siphon, the fixing bolts. The fixing bolts, yes, I do silicone them, especially the plastic ones that go all the way through the cistern into the pan. They definitely need silicone because there's just no fixing this, holding the seal in. The seal on the fill valve and the siphon is good enough to make the seal, but on the plastic ones, there's too much chance of a movement which could cause a leak. So that's why I use silicone on them ones. So before putting it in, you should always make sure you've got your new fill valve set at the right height, which I think this one I have. I didn't really have to make much adjustments with it. You'll put that in, and then the fixing nut on majority of fill valves and cisterns, they have a little ridge on, and I only found this out a few years ago. That little ridge is to centerise the fill valve on the hole. So you put that ridge facing the cistern rather than facing away from the cistern, and it will hold it in the centre, which I never knew. And it's one of them that you think is quite simple, and why didn't I think of that before? It's yeah, maybe a bit of a moment when I realised. So once I got it all tested back out, realised the siphon was passing as well. So I didn't have the washer to replace, so I just thought I'd replace the full siphon. I'm going to put a Thomas Dudley Victoria in, because I had one in the van. Luckily this wasn't siliconed either, which is a bonus. Using the Nipex Cobras, the medium size ones, I can't remember the exact size. They're great for siphon nuts. They open up to the max setting and they grab them straight away. So yeah, if you're in the market for some water pump pliers, try out the Nipex Cobras. Most people have them these days anyway. So we get that straight in. Once again, no silicone. Pop that in place, and while we're at it, we're going to replace the donut washer as well, because the old one were a bit battered and shaped to the old nut, which was a different shape, so I didn't want to risk it. So I thought we'll put, while it's all down, replace the lot. So with the system back on, we tighten up the flexing. They can be a bit tight on these sort of toilets. You can't really get in with a spanner. So these twisties from Dan Stokes on Instagram, it's really good for getting tight spaces. Like toilets, like behind baths, to do a 1/2 inch and a 3/4 for them tap flexes. And they just get you out of a sticky situation. So if you are interested in, check them out, Dan Stokes on Instagram. So get the water back on, get it filled up. While it's filling up, we're going to get it fixed back. It needs to go back to the wall still, getting 2 little screws in there, and then we can test it out. So make sure the fill valve stops, give it a flush once happy with that, and just make sure it's not passing like the old siphon. And yeah, all job done, dusted. Another happy customer, going to save some money on their water bills.